Hi, I'm Dr. Jess, and we're back with another episode of No Pain is Gain.
The old adage is wrong. Pain is not a reward for hard work, nor is it an unavoidable consequence of aging. Let Dr. Jess and Dr. Matt be your guides on the path to a fuller life with less pain on No Pain is Gain.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jess, and we're back with another episode of No Pain is Gain. Today, I'm here with Dan, who owns Become Better Sports Performance and Personal Training. Dan, how long have you had the place?
We've been in this location for about 2 years, but we've been in business for about 10.
Oh, fantastic. And how has it been in the new location?
Great. We have a lot more space. It's about 5 times as big as our old place, so
That's
a lot more equipment, a lot more things to do.
That's awesome. Now, how long have you been a personal trainer?
About that whole time.
Okay, all right, great. And what do you like doing? What is personal training and why do you like doing it?
In general, I like this whole business just because we see a lot of different people. So we work with pretty much all clients. Our youngest client is 7 or 8 years old,
Okay.
and our oldest just turned 90 last month. So
That's awesome.
we get to work with a lot of people with different abilities, different weaknesses, different strengths, different goals. So it's something different pretty much every day.
That's awesome. Now, it's January, almost February, but new year, new you. Do you see a lot of new clients coming in through the works?
We do a little bit, but not as much as you would in a normal commercial gym. Since we really operate in all a personal level, everything we do with clients is very goal oriented and very customized. So typically we see a lot of, we do have some inflow of people, but not the triple amount that you'd see at a Planet Fitness or something like that right now.
Absolutely.
And we do see actually continued flows kind of in March and April too, because a lot of times people get to Planet Fitness, they realize they don't keep themselves accountable, they're not really sure what they're doing, and then they come seek someone like us out. So
Yeah.
that kind of actually helps us out a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we appreciate you letting us use the space today for the show that is going to be all about better ways to move. Because if you are that person who wants to get into the gym, start a healthier lifestyle, then there might be some exercises that everyone thinks are the go-to that you might be doing wrong or might be causing some pain that we can help you out with. So let's get to the first exercise.
Hi, my name is Dr. Chris. I'm here with Hess Physical Therapy, and this is No Pain is Gain. Here we have Dr. Jess with us. She's going to demonstrate an exercise that we see a lot of people like to do in the gym called an upright row. Go ahead and show them what that is, Dr. Jess. So, this exercise people like to use to help hit the rear delts or the delts in general, so our shoulder muscles. But the position that your shoulder gets to at the top is not a great position as far as your shoulder health is concerned, because it puts a lot of your shoulder structures at risk for pinching and damage. So we're going to show you an alternative exercise that you can use to help hit your shoulders from the sides and in the back to help limit your chance of pain. So the exercise we're going to use to replace the upright row is called a face pull. I'm going to have Dr. Jess demonstrate this here. Go ahead and show a few reps, Dr. Jess. So what I want you to notice is as she's coming up by her face, she's getting her arm into what we call an external rotation. That helps to clear the joint and help to mitigate any of the pinching that may occur with any of the shoulder structures. So this is a very safe move, and as she's pulling towards her face, she's getting activation of the delts or the rear shoulder muscles, which is our primary focus for improving the shoulder health. The next exercise that Dr. Jess will demonstrate for us is the shoulder press. So first we're going to show you how people typically like to do it and some of the issues with body position, and then we'll show you the correct way to do it to improve shoulder pain when you're performing the activity and to correct your posture. So go ahead, Dr. Jess. So as you can see, Dr. Jess has her shoulders all the way out to the sides. This naturally puts her at a slightly disadvantageous position as far as shoulder health goes due to that extreme position. So the first change we'll make is to bring her shoulders slightly forwards into what we call the scapular plane. So it's not fully forwards, but it's slightly out to the side. Think about halfway between forwards and sideways. So go ahead and try that, Dr. Jess.
Much better.
Then the last issue that we normally see with people's form with this exercise is excessive arching of the back. So I'll cue Dr. Jess now to have good posture, a strong, stable core as she's able to complete that press again in that scapular plane. So go ahead, Dr. Jess. Nice, much better, Dr. Jess. If you're still having trouble maintaining proper posture and shoulder alignment during your shoulder press, then we're going to show you an alternative way that you can do it while seated. So go ahead and have a seat, Dr. Jess. What we did here was tip the top part of the bench up. We don't want it completely upright because that makes it more difficult to keep your body in good alignment. So just a slight lean backwards with it will help you out with your shoulder position getting into that scapular plane. So go ahead and try this out, Dr. Jess. And now we can see that she doesn't have to engage her core as much and still maintain good alignment with her shoulders in that scapular plane and reduce the chance of having any pinching in her shoulders. If the weight becomes too heavy, we can show you an alternative way to adjust that as well. So let's say Dr. Jess is doing shoulder presses and her shoulders start to go into what we call internal rotation, or her hands start to fall forwards. That also does not feel very good on the shoulders. You can see by the wince that Dr. Jess just had right there. So we would recommend decreasing the weight to a more manageable weight and then working your way up as you continue to get stronger. All right, the next exercise that we want to talk about to help you improve your form in no pain is gain is the bench press. So a lot of this has to do with shoulder position and elbow position as you're completing the rep. I'm gonna have Jess first demonstrate the incorrect shoulder position, and then we'll correct her to the right position before we add weight to her, or in this case, have her bench press with the barbell. So go ahead, Dr. Jess, and show us the wrong way. So here her elbows are super wide, again, putting the shoulder in a position that is more prone to injury. So she's pressing here, super wide shoulders coming down towards her throat, towards her neck, up way above her chest. What we'll do is adjust her shoulder position, come back down to about a 45-degree angle to where her hands are more in line with the center of her chest. Then as she comes down, she's got a much stronger platform to push off of, just based on alignment of her joints. And second, we're going to adjust her shoulder blade position. So rather than leaving her shoulder blades all loose up by her ears, I'm gonna have her tuck them down and pull them back. This will give her a stable platform over her shoulder blades or scapula that I'm going to have her then demonstrate the press from, and it will typically feel much stronger if you demonstrate this and try this out yourself. All right, so then go ahead and set your shoulder blades back and down so you have a good stable platform to push off of, and then raise the bar off of the rack. Good, bring it over your chest. Nice, and then down, nice and controlled. Just touching your chest and back up. Good.
I might need just like a tiny box.
Nice.
All right, so the last exercise that we're going to talk about is the squat. It is a great exercise if you do it right. So first we're gonna talk about how the squat can actually cause you pain and injury if you do it wrong. So the first demonstration, this is wrong, but what happens is that people technically like to lead with their knees. They think squatting is with their knees. And you can see how knee over toe, that's gonna put a lot of pressure and cause a lot of pain, especially once you start to add weight to this. The right way to do this is you want to move from your hip joints. As your hips go back, that's when your knee drops. That is the best type of form for you to perform your squat. And then the second way that the squat can be performed wrong is if the knees, as they descend down, your knees come close together, whether it's on the way down or on the way up even. And partly that is due to weakness in the hips, maybe too much weight, not being aware that you're even doing it. So we're gonna show you how to do the squat the right way. Okay, so you can see that Dr. Chris has the barbell. He's ready to put some weight through. Feet are shoulder width apart as he moves his hips backwards to lower himself. and his knees stay in line with his hips and his ankles as he goes down, and then he comes up, keeping his knees also, again, in line all the way up and all the way down. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today for another episode of No Pain is Gain, the New Year's edition, New Year, New You. Just remember that any exercise that you do, if it is causing you pain, you're most likely doing it wrong, or it's not the right exercise for you. If you are having any pain that's not going away with any of the demonstrations that we talked about, please keep in mind that you might actually need to seek medical attention or seek a professional to talk about your discomfort. Big takeaway is no exercise should cause you pain during it. If you are having that, again, you can resort to changing it or seeking some medical profession advice. So other than that, we thank you again for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again on the next show.